It's going to go live soon. Boom, we're live. Good morning, everybody. This is Billy and B-Town Meridian Real Estate, and we are here live for Coffee Chat. And I'm with my special guest, Kristy Ferguson with Beyond the Box. And I just wanted to have you on today because I don't think a lot of people know that you guys are here, and I want to spread the word because I think it's amazing what you guys do. So I want to have you introduce yourself to everybody. Just tell us a little bit who you are,
Sure.
how you got started in the business, and let you go.
Well, like she said, I'm Kristy Ferguson. I am the CEO here at Beyond the Box. We've been in business since 2014, and we have been in this destination location since then. It's definitely a hidden gem, as people will call it, and almost like a scavenger hunt.
I was like, where am I? I like went into the car dealership over here.
Yes.
I'm like, this is not it.
Yes, we've followed it with Google Maps, just about like, no, we're behind
Yes.
Auto Magic. You have to turn into the Northern Broadcasting building, but it's amazing to find it here. It's an old warehouse, and they love the environment.
Cool.
They love the showroom. I grew up in construction, so my dad is a contractor. My mom's dad, my grandpa, is a contractor. So that's kind of runs in the blood. And Beyond the Box got started because one of the construction company's commercial clients was doing a residential remodel, and with a cabinet shop that went out of business. And so in order for the construction side of the company to match the project, that's how we ended up getting a cabinet dealership.
Oh.
So one thing kind of led to the next thing. My mom's always helped my dad as far as some of the design things with layouts and colors and things like that. And then, of course, I grew up in construction. From the time I was little, I learned to read a tape measure and cleaned up job sites, and got fired from the framing crew because I had a little bit of a crooked eye. Once I'm done, I'm like, oh, shoot, that's all crooked. But I can't even slice bread straight, so I get fired from those things quickly.
That's
but I can tell when it's not right.
Yeah.
So that's how it got started. In 2014, my mom really dived into learning the 2020 design program. So she did a lot of self-teaching and went to a lot of classes to really get the education behind that. And then I actually came on board in 2015, and I'm the people side of the company. So I called it a Gatorade parades.
Gatorade parade.
I did two things. I joined the HBA and became really active within the HBA, Home Builders Association. You might not know what that is. And then I would pack up a cooler and go around to all the different subdivisions, giving out Gatorade and being like, can I spit on your project?
Oh, that's smart.
And so, we got one contractor, then we got another contractor, and we got another contractor. And so just slowly, that's how we grew. And then now we have 6 designers total now.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Very cool. So the name Beyond the Box, where'd that come from?
That was definitely a family conversation that brought that in. But a lot of times there's two things. Cabinets are referred to as a box. So when you're putting them on the wall, a lot of times your installers will count up the boxes, and that's how they'll do their invoicing. It's just a box. We wanted to take it a step further because your house can also be kind of considered a box, but it's not just a box. It's your home specifically. And so how can we be beyond that and make sure it's a little bit more for whatever the person is wanting? And then you tie that into like big box stores, and just again, how do we make your project unique to you?
Right. Instead of just that cookie cutter, you just go in and say, "I'll take that."
Yeah. Here's your generic layout. This is what every client gets. You don't get any selections. Nope. This is the way it is. So we want to just at least be open to the opportunities that we could do with product and selections and design.
So do you guys help with all remodel projects like kitchens, baths, like living rooms? I mean, where
what's the scope?
Yeah, what's your scope?
Definitely our sweet spot is kitchen remodels. That's the part where the kitchen's the heart of the home. It's the place that people spend the most time and ultimately end up probably spending the most money. So that's where our main focus is, because you've got cabinets, countertops, appliances. And let me tell you, appliance specs are a lot to read.
Oh yeah.
Then you've got to take into consideration the lighting, the tile, the flooring, how that all comes together and how that feels. But yes, we do bathrooms, laundry rooms, offices. We also don't just do remodels. We do new construction as well. We do a little bit of commercial projects too. So we're fairly well-rounded, and a lot of that has to do with our team. They all have their kind of sweet spots too, and so we try to help clients get with the right designer and see that project come to fruition.
So what would be, because I'm, that's one thing that freaks me out, like with new construction, is so many choices. So do you have kind of like, okay, here's like 3 choices to choose from? Or, I mean, okay, say if I just come walking in and say, I want to remodel my kitchen. What's the first step for that person that's like me, that has no clue?
We love those clients because I literally just talked to a gal on the phone who was crying. Well,
Oh,
she was, wait, I mean, back then, she wasn't crying at that moment. She was like, I am so discouraged because she went to one of the big box stores and she didn't have an awesome experience. And
Yeah.
she was like, I just don't even know where to start.
Right.
This isn't what I do. And like, can you guys help out with this? I'm like, yes, we believe a lot in education. Sometimes I feel like we might even overwhelm people, but
Right.
if you know the options and you can make better decisions that are long-term decisions, because again, this is a big investment and we take that seriously.
Yeah.
But so if you're coming in for a remodel, we're going to ask you to bring some rough dimensions, some pictures, and then we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
So like, what are your goals with the house?
Right.
Because that's a really big one. Are you going to live in this house for the next 30 years, or is this something that you're going to be flipping? If you're just going to live in it 2 years, probably we're going to have a different conversation and say, maybe you don't need that Lamborghini style cabinetry because it's going to be tough to get that out of it.
Yeah.
And that's something too, we refer back to realtors all the time.
Yes.
Because we're going to say, okay, have you talked to your realtor about what is best suited in that marketplace? Because yes, you can do quartz countertops everywhere.
Right.
And everybody loves quartz, but are you going to get your investment back out of it on that short term of a cycle? If it's your forever home, you should get exactly what you want.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's
you should
that's
plan
a good
for
point.
aging it in place, and so all the drawers, all the functionality.
Yeah.
But again, starting with the end in mind and what's the reasoning that you're doing it, because that's going to help drive a lot of our decisions.
Right.
There's so many products to pick from that it can be overwhelming. So then if you've come up with inspiration pictures, we're going to start narrowing it down because it is overwhelming. So we're going to walk you through just some of the different cabinet construction styles, some different design choices, because your design will make a huge impact on your budget. 30-inch uppers versus all the way to the ceiling with double stack crown and all the decorative ends and glass and lighting and
so much.
And your appliances make a huge impact on the design. So
yes.
That's something we're always going to say, like, okay, have you started appliance shopping? Because if you want a double oven and you're dead set on that, we need to know that. If you want a 48-inch range, we need to know that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the standard appliances are easy to work within, but like, where do you want your microwave placed? Like, are you going with it over the range, or are you going to do a big fancy hood there?
Right.
And then from there, the next big one is, do you have a contractor?
Okay.
Because depending on the scope of your project, if we're just taking out cabinets and putting cabinets right back in, that's fairly easy to work within, and probably either our install team can do that. But if you're doing truly a full scope and you're going to move plumbing around, you're going to tear out a wall and you're going to need lighting, you're going to want a contractor. You're going to want somebody that is vested in your project, that can really help you go through that process. So then what we do is we have a list that we have.
I was just going to ask you. Yeah, because I would like,
it's so much easier. But we have a list of remodel contractors, and we give it to the clients and just say, here's a list of contractors that people have had a good experience with. It is so important. I can't even stress it enough that you find one that is the right fit for you, because that communication style, how they schedule, how they do their billing. And it's good to meet with a couple of them, because again, the more you know, the more confident you're going to feel, and the more you're going to enjoy the process. Because I think that most people aren't prepared for the stress of remodeling. Like, the end is always worth it.
Right.
But like, if you're planning on living through your remodel, that's emotionally taxing, because
especially if you have pets.
Yes, your pets are disrupted.
Right.
Your family's disrupted. You eat a lot of restaurant food.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, it's messy. Like, you're going to have sheetrock dust all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
Just the amount of people in your house at all the different times. And so I'm a big advocate, if you can, like, rent an Airbnb or something, because you're going to enjoy the process. Yeah. That doesn't make sense for everybody. And so again, finding somebody that you work well with, because that communication is going to be important.
Yeah, because I myself I've been thinking about remodeling my kitchen, but those are the things that you don't think about. Like you said, is can I live through this? Because I know for myself, there's no way I could live through construction. Like this with how crazy my family is, and we have 2 cats, and they would just be all up in there making a mess. So I love that idea of renting an Airbnb or even a hotel or something for just take a little vacation.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
Vacation from your house.
Do you want to wash your dishes in your bathtub? That's
Oh,
really a
yeah,
question.
no, we don't want to do
Do
that.
you want to have a whole separate kitchen set up in your garage?
Oh, yeah.
But again, it could be worth it for you. And
True.
in the end, when you have the perfect space that you can make memories with in your family.
Yeah.
We just had a barbecue last night, and let me tell you, at all these tables set up in the yard, really no one sat there.
Oh yeah, they're in the kitchen.
Crammed in the kitchen.
They're always
around the outdoor kitchen. And I was like, well, I'm really glad that I set up those tables.
Yeah.
So I can take them down. But everybody just always gravitates towards that.
And that is true. And I think that's something to think about when you are thinking about what room to remodel. The kitchen is the center of the house. That's where people congregate, right?
Yes.
So you want to make it welcoming and inviting and useful. Because my kitchen I hate because there's not enough counter space, right?
Yeah.
And so I hate cooking. My husband will attest to that. He's the cook because I hate cooking because I hate my kitchen. So, and kitchens will give you the best ROI, remodeling your kitchen. But like you said, making sure it's within what makes sense.
Yes.
With where you live, how long you're going to live in the house. So those are all things to think about.
Well, and I think that's where too, there's a certain amount of research that needs to be done on the front side, because when you talk to the team that you've created, so talk to your realtor, you talk to your contractor, you talk to your designer, and as those parties all work together, you're going to get the highest and best. It's more work for sure, and it's definitely more time consuming, but the result is definitely what you want. Yeah. You've planted those seeds, you watered them, and then you get to harvest that and live in that.
So if someone out there is thinking, okay, I'm in, I want to do a kitchen, what would you say minimum budget, like just the starting point people should save for?
That's tricky because the design obviously can make such a big impact, and then that scope. So if we're just talking removing and replacing cabinets, that's your easiest, lowest budget to turn on. And I would say, if you're figuring.
Can I put you on the spot?
You did, and it's hard to think of like what's an average. But I would say 30,000 is a good, like if you're just removing and replacing cabinets and you're really keeping your appliances, or you're going back with standard, like that would be kind of a good starting budget in my head.
That makes sense. Again, that makes sense.
You can go from 30-inch uppers to 42-inch uppers with stacked crown, and that can make a big difference in it.
And it depends too on your space and upgrades and all that too.
Yes, the selections. Are you going with walnut, which is going to be more of your top tier, or are you going with, say, an alder? Yeah. Big difference just in that, and then with the door styles and construction styles, inset versus just a full overlay.
So time frame wise, so say I come in and say, all right, I want to do this from the time that I walk in your door to the end. How much time typically does it take on average? I know that it depends on each person.
I would say I'd say a typical new build now, I think we're back to kind of like pre-COVID normals, where we're probably back in that 9 months for a new build. Okay. And I would say probably for your remodel, you plan the same, because you're going to have to get on a contractor is going to need to be available. And so you're going to need to get in line.
And that's the hard part, is getting
we always tell people you need to get that the sooner you get a contractor picked out and we can work together, the better. And a lot of contractors will say, okay, you need to talk to your designer first, because that way they know what to bid. Because if they don't know what you want, they're just going to ballpark you, and it's blue sky. And it could be anything, but once it's on paper, then you can actually have it spec'd out. It's much more clear than when, once you figure out what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So
awesome.
But I'd say as far as different lead times for product, we have cabinets that come in 2 weeks, or they come in, I think our longest one right now is probably sitting at 16 weeks. Okay. So we can do a lot of quick turn ones, but then, for the more custom projects, it's going to be that longer lead time like that.
Got it. Okay. So and you had mentioned earlier, you guys have done commercials. So what has been your biggest project so far?
Well, I feel like every project is considered a big project, because whether it's your kitchen remodel or someone's brand new house or a commercial project, it is big to whoever that person is, and they've probably saved a lot of money for it and really spent a lot of time just investing in their mind, like what they want.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one for me to answer because you're like, as far as size wise, you know, we're finishing up a project down in Sheridan. That's a pretty big project.
Oh, in Wyoming? Okay.
That's going to be a really fun one. We just finished up, we helped out with the Town and Country project on the frontage road. That was a fun one.
Okay.
So
nice. That's a big project, Town and Country.
Well, we just did the cabinetry.
But still, I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well, yes.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
So in fact, just so you know, I am drinking coffee today. I have not had coffee in three years. So watch out, world.
She's gonna be motivated.
I'm gonna be
busy,
really motivated today.
Buzzing,
and I love these cups because look at this: bold, brave, badass. I love these mugs. I need one of these actually. These are amazing.
We can get you one
I love this. So let's see. Oh, okay. What are the current trends right now in kitchens, like colors?
So as we all know, we've seen a lot of white.
Yeah.
It's been the color trend for the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing that shift from being that like really bright white to more creamy tones.
Okay.
And a lot of wood tones coming back. So
I've noticed that too.
A lot of that like quarter sawn white oak.
Yes.
So it's funny though, you say oak and everyone's like,
I know oak. I know.
But quarter sawn is super popular, and we're seeing that. Walnut's still very popular. Still a lot of pops of color. Whether that's in a powder bath or on an island, but creamy, warm wood tones.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one thing that I like, that it's very minimalistic, like the white with that lighter wood, not the dark wood, but that lighter wood.
Clean,
it just
bright,
looks so
airy,
clean.
kind of almost like that Scandinavian
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you're seeing right now.
Clean, straight lines. So we're still seeing a lot of the shaker styles, but there's a new shaker out that's called the slimline shaker. So instead of having like a 2 1/4 inch rail, we're down to like a 3/4 inch.
Oh, okay.
Little trim around the side, if that makes sense.
And I'm gonna sound dumb right now. What's a shaker?
Well, you can see it, and unfortunately our viewers can't, but this white kitchen that's in front of us is a shaker style.
Oh, okay, got it.
So just your traditional molding around the side.
Oh, okay.
Because then there's ones like raised panel where the center comes out, and then the other most popular one would be the slab doors, and that's where it's really clean, a little bit more contemporary.
Yeah, I like that. I like the shaker. I'll have to show you guys around. We'll on Instagram, pop on Instagram, and we'll do a quick little tour before we end today, so you can kind of see what the showroom looks like. Hi Ray, how are you? Ray's watching. Did it show it? There we go. Okay, so I've already asked you those questions. Oh, this is a good one. What's the biggest mistake that you've seen someone make when first doing a remodel project, or do you see that? Maybe there's no mistakes.
I think it goes back to the research part for people, and really, it's deciding if you really want to take on a project yourself, because that's where some people, they try to do a lot of it themselves, and that's awesome if you can, but also then they can get frustrated and where they 800 trips to Home Depot and then they don't actually get the product that they want because somebody didn't walk them all the way through it. Or there's the contractors take care of a lot of the small details, the in-between trades.
Yeah.
And when things are left unfinished, it doesn't feel complete, and that's kind of that energy drain. So I'd say that would be one of the biggest things is just really being self-aware and saying, do I want to take on this project myself, or do I want to hire it out?
Yeah.
And then taking the time to do the planning.
Okay.
And that is that upfront work, that upfront design work, and picking all your selections and having it ready to go will save you hours on the backside. And then when you're living without a kitchen, you can complete that faster, and you'll get the return on it that way. And I would say too, just like talking to your realtor. So what are your goals? Like, let's go back so that you're not ever frustrated that, I did this and this and this, but it didn't make sense for the next person.
I'm not going to see my money back.
And if you select things that you love, most likely someone else is going to love it, but you want to also have a little bit of reason within it. So maybe you don't need to have the Cambria Grandeur series in your kitchen if you're selling it in 2 years.
Right.
Maybe you pick a different product because, again, quartz is going to be appraised as quartz.
Yeah.
So where's that value?
So maybe no hot pink cabinets.
Maybe no hot pink cabinets.
Not everybody's going to like hot pink.
No, but you'd be surprised.
Really? Is there such thing as a hot pink
yes.
cabinet? Really?
Yes, you can custom color anything.
Hot pink
We don't can't say we've ever done hot pink. We've done like a nice blush pink.
Oh, okay.
That's been a color that's,
Blush pink cabinet.
been a lot more popular. A lot of those light pastels.
Okay.
And some of the deep, rich gem colors.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Like
I'm green. I'm green today. Got this at H&M just in case you're wondering where I got it. We were talking before this. So one of the things that sets you apart is your apprenticeship program. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Because I think that's so cool.
Yes. So I'm going to touch first on the National Kitchen and Bath Association because I feel like that they tie in together. So there's not in Montana, you don't have to have an interior design degree to be an interior designer or a kitchen and bath designer. So that being said, your home's your biggest investment and your kitchen is usually the biggest investment within that investment. And so it's really important to have that proper training and to hand that responsibility over to somebody who you like and trust.
Right.
As a business, we believe that that's something that continued education is important for us because that gives us peace of mind that, our team knows how many inches should be to the left of your range for a landing zone and what your aisleway should be and things like that.
Yeah.
And so 4 of our designers are certified by the National Kitchen and Bath Association. And that ties up with the apprenticeship program because, again, that boots on the ground experience ties in with book knowledge. So our apprenticeship is a 2-year program that is accredited by the state of Montana. And what happens is that designer comes on, they work within the showroom, they work with the other experienced designers. They get to see projects all the way from the very beginning to the end before they're fully responsible for taking on someone's kitchen. Okay. So it's not like they're practicing and learning, right? Like when you don't actually know. And so that is something I'm passionate about because that education piece is something that in all of the trades where we're missing. We're seeing, the average age of a plumber, I think now is like 55 years old. And so when you're looking at that, that means we have a shortage coming up. And that's a lot of knowledge that if we don't transfer that information to the up and coming generation, that information gets lost. And then there's the trial and error that customers are going to have to go through as people learn and make those mistakes and learn and make mistakes and learn. And so we just try to mitigate some of those by having that apprenticeship program to also then give the person that's learning that needed support to feel confident in what they're doing.
Right.
Have that knowledge.
That's awesome. Yeah. So if someone was interested in doing that, what's their first step?
So it's like we should be seeing that pop online in the next few weeks. But you would email a resume to Kristy@btbcabinets.com.
Okay, we'll put that in the comments too for you guys.
That would be awesome. And the right fit for an apprenticeship is really somebody that once they're passionate about design, they're passionate about helping people get the right space for them, and so you have to have good people skills. Yeah. Again, those are some things that we can train. Like we'll train on all of the knowledge, but you have to like people.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You have to be enthusiastic, definitely driven also because it's like being a realtor. Yeah. You have to be self-motivated. This is that same type of industry of self-motivation. Enthusiastic and passionate about design and people. Okay. And solution oriented because whether it's a remodel or a new build, there's exciting construction things that just pop up, that when you're in a remodel and you open up the wall and you're like, oh, we didn't know about this hidden chase back here. And now it's going to ruin our kitchen design. We got to make some changes on the fly. Yeah. And those are things that they're frustrating, but you just have to work through to the other side. So being solution oriented is a big one.
And so does the apprenticeship program cost the person anything to get started or is it?
No. So that's one of the big values of an apprenticeship program is that you don't have to go to school. Okay. So there's no additional expenses that the apprentice incurs. They do start out at minimum wage. So that's obviously tough for a lot of people, but then as you gain skill sets, you get to increase in pay. And so you're it's basically paid training.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yes, it's definitely a good option for a lot of people.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, I'll put that in the comments where to email your resume if you're interested. I think that's amazing because, like you said, I was just talking to a plumber. He's on our board, and he was saying it's hard to get people to come in and so they can train in the apprenticeship program. And
well, that's why I appreciate that our team is willing also to take the time, because it's very time consuming.
Oh, yeah,
very time consuming.
That's true.
So a normal thing that would take you 45 minutes, you can just plan on it doubling when you're walking someone through how it goes. But that's how you teach the up and coming generation, and I appreciate that our team's really passionate about that.
That's awesome. So what is the favorite part of your job? Like what gets you up and motivated every day?
Well, I used to design and like take care of clients. Like I'd have it one-on-one, and like your project would be my responsibility. I stepped away from that a couple of years ago just because as our team grew, I found that they did a great job taking care of people, and I needed to fill in the other gaps.
Right.
So I really do love the mentorship of my team and just leading my team, and also going out and meeting new clients and still Gatorade parading. So
yes, I love that. I love that story, Gatorade.
Let me tell you, it really helps you grow some thick skin. That, like rejection, a lot of rejection. Well, the more no's, the more yeses you get. So
it's all a numbers game, right?
Yes.
That's like with realtors, with door knocking. I mean, you're going to get some doors slammed in your face.
But you survive.
You survive. You just keep walking. You go to the next door.
Yep. It makes for good stories. And, no one likes cold calling if they're always horrified.
Nobody likes cold calling.
It could be worse. It really could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is what gets me up and going. Is I love running the business side. I love meeting with clients when I'm with a designer, and it's always like, nope, Megan's completely responsible for your project. You're always accessible to me. Like I still give out my cell phone number to a lot of clients. I appreciate calling me and just say, hey, this is what I need. Or
I love it. Yes. So fun story is I started talking to these guys off TikTok, because you guys have TikTok.
Yes.
So follow them, Beyond the Box on TikTok. They have really cool videos on there. Also Instagram, Beyond the Box MT. So definitely follow them on Instagram. And you are on Facebook too, right?
Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
And House.
Awesome. And so on YouTube, do you guys do like kind of an instructional type videos on there?
So we are currently just working on curating that page better.
It's hard. YouTube is hard.
It is hard. So we do closets as well, and that's been a big one because we do have a lot of clients that DIY their own closet install, and so we've really geared up a whole lot of install videos there. And then you'll find like one of the things we're doing is our Designed by You series, which I'm super excited about.
Okay.
We take a project, and our photographer goes over, interviews the client, and they really just talk about why they wanted to build or remodel, what were some things that came up that surprised them, what their favorite parts were. But really, again, every project is so unique to the person, and the more you can tell the story of that project, it I think helps other people feel like, okay, it's okay if only I like this. Like, that's the only person that has to like it, because you're the one that's going to live it.
Right.
So it's fun to showcase those types of projects and those types of clients.
Oh, I love that. So so definitely follow that. I love that. And it's all stories, right? Because we've all been there, and can connect. Oh God, I've done a remodel project. And
plus, it's always fun to see the projects themselves.
People love that. Before and after.
Yes.
Before and afters.
We did a shop house just recently. And so that was fun because
that's a big thing right now.
It is. It's a super big thing. But you have all the space for all your toys, and then you have the living quarters, and it was fun because it definitely, there's all like the toys, the car, the boat, the bikes, and then you go upstairs, and it's not what you would think for a shop house. It's got an amazing master bathroom and kitchen and all that stuff. So it just does not look like it should be in a shop house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so location wise, your address is
724 First Avenue North.
Okay.
And so we are located down near the Metro.
Okay.
And we're directly behind Auto Magic, but in order
don't turn in Auto Magic.
Don't turn
there. Do what I did. They were trying to sell me a car.
We give them donuts regularly so that they'll keep directing traffic. They'll be like, "Are you looking for Beyond the Box?" And they somehow make their way back here.
That's funny.
So you turn into the Northern Broadcasting or the Northern Egg Network and drive behind there, and then you'll see a gate. You go through the gate, big red brick warehouse. It says cabinets on the top. And you come in any door, and
awesome.
And welcome to our showroom.
Are you guys open on the weekends as well?
We are. So we are open 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and then 9 to 3 on the weekend.
Okay.
And we appreciate and like appointments with designers. You're always welcome to walk in and look through the showroom. But again, the designers are, they block out their time, and when they're working on your project, they're working on your project. So they really try to stay just fully vested. So they're not trying to do 1,200 things. So if you want to meet with a designer about your new build or your remodel, it's best to make an appointment.
Okay. And you guys, I saw something on your Instagram. You guys recently won a couple of awards for best remodel.
We had a good year last year, a really good year. So going back to the apprenticeship program, we had an apprentice that went through our program, and then she was selected as the National Kitchen and Bath Association's 30 under 30.
Nice.
So that is basically of all of the applicants throughout the whole U.S., she was one of the 30 people that was selected, and then they flew her to the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show last year. So she went down to Florida, did all of that stuff. They flew her to, it wasn't Napa, but it was somewhere in California in wine country. And she got to eat great food and do wine pairings and learn about appliances and all those things. That's awesome. Then my mom was actually selected to go to Germany with the National Kitchen and Bath Association. So they called the house tour. And they went to Germany, and they went a bunch of different manufacturing plants, cabinet appliances, and just tour. Just Europeans they're usually a little bit ahead of us.
Yeah.
And so got to be on the front side of a lot of those trends, and then it's fun to bring that back to Billings, and pretty cool that, of all of the people, I think that there was 20 people total.
Oh, wow.
So crazy that just little old Billings, Montana,
that's awesome.
was selected to
put us on the map.
Put us on the map. And then last year we did a parade house with Jerry Cap, and his house won the best outdoor space.
Oh, nice.
And so we had designed that with the outdoor cabinetry and countertop, and then there was a fireplace. And
is this the one on Greenbrier?
This is.
Oh, okay. Very cool. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So it was a great year, and a lot of people that put effort into helping us get there. So we appreciate that.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, any last words that you would like to say before we end today? Or we'll do a quick tour on Instagram. So if you're watching on Facebook and you want to see the showroom, hop onto my Instagram, Billy and B Town. Any?
I think that just if you're looking to build or remodel, don't hesitate to give us a call. We truly believe in just educating clients. So if you just want to know about it, call us, because we're happy to walk you through that. There's a lot to it, and we're here to help you navigate through your choices.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. We're going to end the Facebook stream, but again, follow Beyond the Box on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yep. And what was the other one? I'm missing one.
House.com. And that's specific to the building industry. Okay. So if you're looking to remodel, it's a great spot to find inspiration pictures. You can save your idea books.
And is that HOUZZ?
That is.
Okay. HOUZZ.com. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for watching here on Facebook, and we're going to continue live on Instagram for a quick tour of their showroom. Thanks again for watching, and thank you again.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.